just took me a few seconds to decide that I want to do this course. And I have been someone who's highly passionate about self-development. I spent a lot of money on a lot of crazy things, but I must say here that in terms of content and cost, this is the mother of all courses, abundant in content and very low in cost. And the returns from this course are right from the first class itself. All other classes are bonus. So it starts right from there. And I really, personally, I think I love the way that you started with integration of the five elements, and then you conclude it with a lot of Vedanta. So I think it both the inverted commas and everything else is in between. So I think that was wonderful. And I appreciate the rigor which you bring to the course in terms of the material, in terms of the speed, and also in terms of handling all of us, who have kind of become nuts in life. And philosophically, I just want to say that, I think I realized that how Annapurna is the one who stands behind the Saraswati, Durga, and Lakshmi. I think that is my big takeaway. Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Gauri.
Actually, it was very hard for me because I had two COVID patients in my family during the course. But I was so passionate to attend the course that I did it. I completed my course because I could not post my dishes and all these things. But I was in follow-up with all these things. Ma'am, actually, I like the concept of Panchamahabhut very nicely. You have explained it. You brushed my principles already. Some principles I was knowing, but I thought there was a covering on that. You removed that covering. Also, the protein concept was very much. I like that very much, and the fasting concept. So I would like to be in touch with you, ma'am, later on also, and surely will let you know the results of your course in short.
I want to start with thanking the Wellcure because I started first with the heart program, what they had done, and it came because I know Swati personally. So I joined that, and then I joined the other program of the detox. I already benefited with it. And then I joined Dr. Gauri's program also. And not only me, already my grandson who doesn't drink milk at all. He's 2 years old and he doesn't drink milk at all. My daughter, my son, we all are so much into this, and we share this with each other. So for me, it's like multiple benefits already. And I'm still encouraging because I'm a healer and a teacher. So I have many students under me, and they take my word. When I say something, they just follow it like that, So definitely they look upon me every time, if I say something new. And when I treat them also, I treat them with the mind and body both. So my main purpose was, how to cook food, balancing the five elements. And you started the class with that, So that was amazing experience. And we really enjoyed. And wishing you all the best, Gauri. And I tell you, you have that zeal and passion and the power of these energies. And God bless you with many more, successes in your life. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sumit. And thank you, Wellcure team. Thank you.
I can't tell you how grateful I am because I've been researching on health and fitness and nutrition for time immemorial. And I have all kinds of data and analysis and this and that, but could never put anything to really into practice. But it all comes down to the basics like Gauri ma'am taught us, and with scientific proof behind it. So I'm very grateful, ma'am. Thank you so much.
And my takeaway from this course is the myth of the protein. Often, non-vegetarian food is the only source of protein, which is an important macronutrient for our body. And even if we take a vegan or a vegetarian diet, we try to have protein supplements. So, which I feel that is so we need to change our thoughts and understand the science behind it. Know more about a whole-based plant food diet, which does magic to our body, and believe me, I have followed it. Had been following it for the last 1 month, and it's and I meet up all the requirements of the protein which is essential for my body for a better absorption, assimilation, and physiological function.
So I had started, with few changes in my diet about 2 months before this course started. Still, I think for me, food was something that I took for granted. It was always like, whatever is cooked at home, I'll eat it, regardless of what all is going on. And now I can see, because I think I feel much more restful
Right.
with this. And so, thank you so much, guys, for doing this.
Thank you, Punita.
I can tell you this is the beginning of my journey, and I'm looking forward to more. And I found the course very, very comprehensive, very informative, and I've been able to put a lot of things into practice. And I only wish I can do it with my family.
This is my profession. Still, my core interest is food and nutrition. I don't know, since my school days I've been interested in this. I have taken numerous diets and dietitian's care and all, but no one explained like Dr. Gauri. I really appreciate her knowledge, her passion to work, and the zeal from start to finish, and how she motivates us and explains everything. I've always been a why person, and ma'am also taught me that I have to know the reason behind why I'm doing something and why she's asking me to do something. And that's one thing I learned from her. By learning why we're doing something, we definitely will not deviate from this. This itself is a plus point. I must say, she is an asset to Wellcure. I'm looking forward to more programs with her. Thank you so much.
Course was very good. I thought I can never live without having my breakfast morning, either idli or muesli or whatever things is a must for me.
Yeah.
Now I have already changed to fruits.
Wonderful. How do you feel? How do
is over. I always thought for older people, protein is shortage, so I used to take 13 biscuits.
Oh God.
After your meeting, after your lecture, and my protein level is about 18% or something like that, peak. Come on. So now I had to reduce my protein level now.
Yeah.
That is also made me to change my thinking itself.
And I was so impressed by the knowledge and by the way the course was being presented that I immediately made up my mind that I will definitely do this course. And I'm so thankful to Dr. Gauri, the way she has explained everything in with which is evidence backed, and in everything is has been the research links and everything has been shared with us, and it has been presented in a wonderful way. And I would recommend everybody to join this course and gain knowledge from ma'am.
I think this course was just pure magic. There was a lot of food for thought, not just about food, but in general about living and lifestyle. Thank you for all the insights, ma'am. We also believe that we are the product of our teachers' knowledge. And thank you for sharing your knowledge. I hope that this program reaches a lot more people, and I hope a lot more families benefit from this. Thank you so much.
You are a myth buster. Like, you broke so many myths. Like, even being a nutritionist, studying into nutrition, you don't know minute details, the importance of fibers. Oh my God, I can't believe it. So thank you for teaching us. And I think this subject should be in schools for all the kids. Because kids are going on a wrong food habits. So this should be nutrition should be the main subject for kids. So if they grow up healthy, so they don't have any disease in later stage of their life.
All the sessions were very informative. Dr. Gauri had nicely comprehended all the information related to nutritional science, as well as principle of nature cure, and presented in a very simple language. Moreover, it was all along with the evidence-based references. The key takeaway that I have learned from this course, if I can summarize in one sentence, that would be: take only whole plant-based food, and rest of the things can be taken care of by our body.
And the team of Wellcure You did very well. The program was organized very nicely with the scientific evidence and evidence-based information you have shared, and also you have shared the practical tips, and you have mentored very well. And I was following the WhatsApp group. In that WhatsApp group also, the way you are answering the questions, the way you are giving the tips is very, very amazing.
Full of information-packed sessions, and it is very easy, very difficult to recollect and follow what all you have said. I have been your client earlier, and I should thank Wellcure team because they facilitated now that I can come and visit you on the Zoom. Otherwise, I had to come there, and which I was just postponing in this COVID time, and I was going off track. Now they have brought me back to this track, and thank you, Gauri. You are really amazing.
Thank you so much. And I learned a lot of things, and I think it was really informative, and yeah, it was looking forward to more courses like that. So yeah, thank you.
You're doing a great job. Thank you so much for joining in.
I learned so much from this program. The course has been so conceptual clarity regarding scientifically based, practical understanding, the mechanism of our own body. So much to learn. Hats off, dear ma'am, for your intensive knowledge in each area of health aspects, and the way you teach, the way you explain in such that anyone will be able to understand. Thank you for there has been something precious.
Wait, thanks everyone. Sorry to hold you for 10 extra minutes. We had to start this at 6 p.m., but we thought that we'll show the testimonials, previous testimonials of this course to everyone. And honestly speaking, we thought that we'll show it only for 2 minutes, but because it's so real and it's so nice to hear, I could not stop it in between. And we first thought that we will, as Wellcure, we will do the introduction, of this course with Dr. Gauri. This is a holistic nutrition course that she's been doing with us for the last 6 months. And more than 100 people have done this course and made significant changes to their health and the way they practice health with their clients. And just carrying on, without sounding, as a marketing person of Wellcure, I will let Harsh, who has done this course before, and he had no idea about Wellcure, I think 2 months back. And after doing the course, he's seen the changes, and I think he'll be the best person to explain what this course does and how Dr. Gauri conducts this course, and what are the principles that we try to follow, and how it's making a great amount of change to people, how people look at health. So, and Harsh is a very senior professional. He's a leadership coach and has taught a lot of senior people. I'm also looking forward to get trained by him in some time, but as of now, we'll restrict it to this course, and I'll request him to take forward the session with Dr. Gauri. And Dr. Gauri is anyways there, and and she doesn't need much introduction. All of you have seen all the qualification on the links that we have shared with you. The list is endless, and and you've seen the testimonials, which is enough proof of what great teacher she is. So without taking too much time, I think I'll hand over to Harsh and Dr. Gauri.
Thank you, Sumit.
Thank you, Sumit, for bringing me here and in conversation with Dr. Gauri. It's a privilege, Dr. Gauri, once again to be together with you on this forum. And all those who are part of this call, I just want to, before we start the conversation, I just want to say that I think there is a complete lifestyle change as far as I'm concerned, and not that I had any bad habits or anything of that sort, but I think there was just a lot of ignorance regarding diet, regarding what to eat, how to eat, when to eat. And with so much floating around, and we are hearing different kind of things, there was, and we want to follow all the things because every day each of them look good. But I think what Dr. Gauri did was, in this course, she marries together science and scriptures. And probably, Dr. Gauri, that is my first question to you, that what is your inspiration for such a course? How did you bring together this marriage between scriptures and science?
First, let me thank you. And I know you have been such a wonderful participant, learning everything to the dot. And that gives me a lot of joy. And I think Sumit did the right thing to bringing you in. Thank you so much. And just to answer your question, I think I was trained, you know, in a medical nutrition way because of my education. But my bringing up was different because my father is a naturopath and a yoga exponent, besides being a biochemistry professor. So, kind of, I would wake up every day to an Omkara because my father would be teaching yoga. My mother would be teaching yoga to the ladies. And invariably, without any choice, probably I was attending almost all the courses, all the lectures, because they couldn't leave me alone, right? All the children were going along with wherever they had talks, wherever they had workshops. So probably it was just there inside me, and also probably I have it in my blood, all put together, and the education has brought me here. But definitely when I finished my education, at every step I knew this is not right, this is not right, this is not complete, or this is not meaningful, or this is contradicting. And that is where my unofficial research started. And everywhere I would say, why is my textbook saying this, and why is my father saying this? So between these two, I think I started learning, studying, experimenting, and this is where I stand today.
I get reminded, Lord Buddha always said that the middle path is the best. Don't sway on either side. Follow the middle path. So I think you have brought a wonderful middle path. So tell us, in these times when popping pills is just like blinking, and probably factories produce more food than home kitchens produce now, and
Very true.
we rely more on supplements than we rely on main course. So in these kind of situations, is it really possible to have a healthy, drug-free life?
See, it all again depends on us, each one of us. And you have made the right statements. You have just summed it up. All the problems today in the society is because of the statements you made. Wrong, everything wrong. But there could be times when there is an emergency and people need drugs and hospitals and doctors. All of this is absolutely, you can't wish it off. It is absolutely essential. But again, we have to be, each one of us have to be responsible in not only buying. You started with the buying level, but I would say step back and look at even growing. See, when I was a child, there was nothing called organic because everything was grown organically. This food was safe. So the earth was safe, the soil was safe, nutritious, and everything was grown without any chemical inputs or unsafe right from that level. Things have changed, and production, as you said, everything is being produced more than our kitchens can produce. At every level we are reducing nutrition, increasing everything like say flavoring agents, coloring agents, preservatives, all kinds of chemicals, and we call it food. It hardly is food anymore. Food is something which should be nourishing me, correcting me, repairing me, healing me inside out. And I think that is where, and that is what is missing. And a little education, little awareness will help us get away from the pills and get into the right kind of diet. From drugs to diet is what is absolutely essential. But that diet also, what is right, has become very questionable. And so it is very important to understand just the facts and basics, which will never change. It was the same yesterday, and today it is the same. It'll always be the same. Any amount of research, any day,
this basic stuff will never change. And that's all I'm teaching. I'm not teaching anything out of the world. I'm not teaching anything. Probably I don't even know anything out of the world. I'm just understanding my basics is good. And that is what I teach in a way I have understood, so that everybody understands. And I think that's what matters.
Yeah, for something which was there in the past, is there today, and will continue to exist. So it's like we could probably paraphrase this program as eternal nutrition habits.
So sweet of you. I know I cannot beat you in words. I've heard you enough number of times in those 3 weeks of the course,
So,
and I really appreciate it.
During the entire program, you have a huge amount of emphasis, probably all the emphasis on gut health, the contributing factors for gut health, and how gut health is responsible for just about everything. So if you could shed a little bit of light on that. And also the second part of the question is that how has then the medical fraternity completely forgotten about this?
Right. Yeah. So let me answer your second question first. Probably it is not taught at all. If you ask me, as far as I understand, the doctors in their whole of MBBS get to understand nutrition as one chapter. So they understand, they learn everything on drug base. So it is not to blame them at all. Maybe some doctors are very interested about the food, and honestly they're the right people. They are the face of the people. They're the ones who will talk to the people. And when it comes to from a doctor, it makes so much more sense to a person. Every patient will consider their doctor god. So literally when they speak, then it would have been much more useful and meaningful. But probably the way they get trained in their education is what is reflecting in what they do. And also we should understand that we are dealing with a sick society. They hardly have any time. See, I spend literally 1 to 1.5 hours with every client to make them understand and educate them. Once I educate them, they don't need drugs or doctors or dietitians. None of them. They are aware, they are educated, they are empowered to make the right choices. So I think that is what is missing. The time they have with every client, they can't afford that kind of time where they can actually educate and their own education. I think this is where the gap is existing. And coming to your first question, can you just repeat your first question?
I said that, during the entire program, your primary emphasis is the gut health. So why so much about gut and gut health?
Right. See, this is where the first step starts. Our foods, the complex food gets broken down to its simplest form, and they get absorbed into our bloodstream, and then the assimilation starts off. So if this first part of it, where the nutrients are absorbed into my system, doesn't happen properly, and this is where even the elimination should happen, right? So everything, the whole of the metabolism consists of every step. So if the digestion doesn't happen, if the gut health, right from mouth to anus, is where the whole factory is running through the day, from the minute I wake up till almost 4 or 5 hours after I sleep, the whole day my gut is busy working. And my energy also, when I say energy, it is loosely translated in English as energy, but actually it is called vitality from the nature cure point of view. This vitality is spent through this digestion. So it is very, very important that how digestion happens, because of digestion everything else follows, everything else fall into place. And that is why it becomes very important. And also, see, when I say gut health, basically the microflora helps us to prevent many, many diseases. And feeding this microflora and keeping their diversity and numbers also matters. So it is the gut which does all the information. We know now that the gut is the second brain of the body. It has an influence, or it has a huge impact on our immune system, on our brain, and how we even think and behave. It has a huge influence. So it becomes very, very important what happens in the gut. And so the gut health is naturally equally important.
Yeah, I think talking about microflora, I remember the explanation which you gave for B12, particularly for vegetarians, and it was a completely an explanation otherwise which I could have, or most of us could never have conceived. So I wouldn't share that with the participants. Let them join the course to know about that. But I want to tell all the participants here that 8 of my family members and I think 4 of my friends have done this program with Dr. Gauri Rokkam. And I think all of us across the board have better sleep. We are eating less, we are working more. And I think just being aware about this fact that we are eating right is doing a lot of wonder to our mood and the way we are operating or going about our lives. So that is for the audience. Let me go to the next question for you. Please, you are saying something.
Yeah, no, the whole of your last course was you, your family, and your friends. We had 25 people, and half of them were your references. I know that did enjoy the whole of this last batch.
Yeah, no, I think the way I looked at it is that, it's in today's life, we are going about gifting so many different kind of tangible things to people. And I thought that this is just a much better gift to give to your own people at least, and even to friends for that matter. So more are on the way. So,
but that was very important. This statement you made is so meaningful. Your daughter said this to me. She sent a personal message saying, my father couldn't have given me a better gift. And it is for life.
Yes.
And I think we even discussed this. It
Yes.
is not about her life. She's
Yes.
going to get married. She's going to start a family. And they're going to all learn from her, because from day one, they're going to start their lives that way. And they are going to, it's inculcated, at birth. So they know that is the only way of life, right? So what is missing today in the society is that. And I think you did a great job by doing that with the whole of the family.
Thank you. And I would encourage everyone to do that. You just spoke about nature cure. And I remember that in the course you said that I think I need to brush up, so don't get mad at me. But at the course you said nature cure is natural hygiene.
Yes.
So can you share some quick examples for the participants about that?
Right. See, my master prefers to call it natural hygiene. He says if we can keep this body clean, remove the toxins, as in first thing is to not to form the toxins at all, but probably that's the ideal situation, which might not happen. But when the toxins are formed, to clean it up. See, once the toxins are not present inside the body is absolutely healthy. And in a healthy body, there can't be diseases existing. He gives a beautiful example, he talks about darkness and light. He says there is no darkness. There is no definition for darkness. Darkness exists because there is no light. It could be dark for thousands of years, but the minute you bring in light, darkness disappears. Exactly that way, he relates it to the body, and he says there is nothing called disease. It is just that our health was going lower because of our wrong practices of eating, living, and everything. And we need to deal with this health, not the disease. Right now, all we know or understand or do is deal with different diseases of whatever we have from head to toe. And Nature Cure absolutely contradicts that and says we don't have to deal with diseases. We just have to increase our health. And always when I work with people, or what I teach in my courses, is all about how to increase health. And this is hygiene, keeping this body in hygiene, clean, is the basis in Nature Cure. And my master's system of Nature Cure calls it natural hygiene, because it is the hygiene of this body which matters.
Yeah, I think you summed it up very well. And you said disease is life's activity in an unclean body,
Yeah.
and health is life's activity in a clean body.
It is his description,
Okay.
definition, which he has drilled into us, I
Yes.
probably know very basics of nature cure or natural hygiene. He is amazing. Let me introduce you on this forum to him, that he is Dr. Arun Sharma, and he comes from the school of, his father, grandfather, everybody were naturopaths. And there is a different school. See, again, even in nature cure or naturopathy, there are different schools. And this is one of the main systems. And his grandfather was called the father of nature cure in India. So I'm very proud that I belong to this school and I'm his student. And I am blessed that in person I've got lessons and being mentored by him, and that is what matters, I think. And of course our interests matches, and as the saying goes, you find the guru finds for searches you, and so I have found the right guru and I have learned the right things from him, probably.
I think it's a privilege for all of us that we know him today via you. We know his name. So thank you for sharing that. So talking about this, how do the Panch Tattvas come into picture?
Yeah, this also, I think nature cure basically relays on everything which goes into our system, all the inputs going into our system. And also, what nature cure talks about is this body is made up of these 5 elements, natural elements called Panchabhutas. Because this body is made up of Panchabhutas, we need all of these as inputs on an everyday basis to keep this body or the physical system in balance, in harmony, in health. So this is where it comes into picture, but they give a lot of importance, like all the elements, like for example, it is earth, the water, the fire, the air, and the space. So all of them have the huge influence, because this is 5. Say for example, if this dress is made up of cotton thread, if it tears, I cannot use an iron or wood to fix it. I need cotton thread to fix it properly, right? Similarly, if my body is made up of these 5 panchatattvas, I need these to keep it healthy. And if something goes wrong, to fix it also, I need all the 5 elements. And this is beautifully taught in nature cure.
You often, you said that the body has a very strong regenerative capability. So, with the right kind of nutrition, right timing, and everything, can we say that lifestyle disorders can be reversed?
Absolutely. You have so many people, not just in under my care, but there are so many naturopaths who are working through the country. And you can see so many of them on the platform of Wellcure itself. And you see each one of them working with hundreds of people. We personally work with each person, changing their diets and lifestyle. See, as a naturopath or a nutritionist, all I can do is support, help, and teach. But after that, it is that individual's responsibility and job, right? I cannot run for you to lose weight. I cannot eat for you to become healthy. So this is one beautiful thing which I cannot buy. Any amount of money cannot buy this. And it is that individual to be responsible and to work towards it. So that's the beauty of it, and it's the simplicity of it. And body is absolutely capable, as you rightly said, if you give the right kind of inputs, that is the nutrition, all the micronutrients given in the simplest form, food given in the simplest form, and more important, stop all the wrong things going into our bodies. So if we can maintain this much, I think, I'm sure you are a example, and you've been talking about it. So there are so many, millions of cases where people have reversed any kinds of diseases, right from cold to cancer. There are so many registered on our Facebook and LinkedIn pages. And you will see so many people right now also, people, this testimony was about how the course is. But if you look at Facebook page and things like that, you will see people who are talking about their reversal. So they are saying, it is not me claiming, it is people who are coming back and saying in a matter of 3, 4, 5 weeks, they can reverse their diseases and disorders and come back to their vibrant health.
And how about COVID-19 or such a thing?
I think Sumit has to talk about it. Can we just ask him?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, it is very important for him to share.
Yeah, actually, that's very right. And I was thinking that I'll add the COVID aspect at the end for sure. So, though, as part of Wellcure, we have enough trust in our body because we have been doing this in and out for more than a year now. And because of the trust, I got COVID last month. And so, no, sorry, not because of the trust, but I had gone out for a few meetings, and
We understand.
I thought that my immunity will be strong, so I was slightly, I was trying to be more brave. So I went out and I got COVID, and so it came with a fever first day, and then I got myself tested positive, and the whole world pounces onto you that okay, now you're gone, you don't know what will happen and all. So 2 days there were not much symptoms, which is the standard COVID story. Initial 2-3 days it doesn't harm you much. 4th day the symptoms come, 4th or 5th day, which is what happened in my case, and that is when I decided to go to the basics. So it's not that I 100% comply with all the things that we need to do as part of Nature Cure, but when the problem came in, then I knew that okay, this is the solution that I need to follow. And so we have the 5 elements, the air, water, space, sun, and this thing, and earth. But when they say that fasting is the best cure, and Dr. Arun Sharma only told us langanam paramaushadam. So I said, okay, let's go to the best one, which is fasting. I went on a 2 days fast, and 3rd day I was pretty fine, and remaining 8 days of the quarantine I spent very normal. So yeah, it's a difficult disease from a logistics perspective. It's a trouble for your family, trouble for you because you're alone in in a room for 14 days. And the funny thing that had happened was that then 2nd day when the symptoms were there, I had called Dr. Arun Sharma only, and his he normally remains with someone, so somebody else picked his phone, and I just told him, and he knows me, so I just told him that I've got COVID. I need to speak to Dr. Sharma. He said, just do 2 days of fasting. That's what he's telling everyone, and everyone's getting cured. So you don't need to speak to him. So I said, okay, still let me speak to him or whatever. So that is what is there in our, it's known in his groups that, if you got COVID, just go on 2 days of fasting and you will be all normal. And that's like a magical way to live life, right? If you have that trust in your body. And all my friends who had got COVID, they said that, you'll have symptoms for 30 days, 14 days is just quarantine. Then the sense of smell will come back after 20, 25 days and all that stuff. The chest pain will keep coming back. I had nothing after 3 days, and they couldn't believe it. They said, then they said, okay, you wouldn't have got the real attack of virus and also all those kind of things. I said, okay, all that is like, they don't know this world, and which is the big benefit of coming to this side of life. I think personally, when you have that trust that your body can cure, that is the biggest asset you get after learning this science. Second is of course your family. Especially if you're a homemaker, and a lot of homemakers have done this course. So if you have your family, and you can be, if you're the responsible for the food side of it, you can make amazing amount of changes to your family's health. And third is, which has been a good surprise for us in this course, is the doctors and the health professionals who have come and seen the benefits. Like that's been, so as part of Wellcure, we always thought that, doctors will not come very easily, but thanks to you and your quality of the course and the kind of changes people are making, a lot of medical professionals are coming and doing this course. Rather, one more thing I have to share. Yesterday, one of my cousin sisters had done this course, and she had thyroid. She was eating thyroid medicine for 10 years, and she's just 2 years older than me. Yesterday, she, called and thanked me that I'm now out of, I'm not taking any medicine and my thyroid results are all normal. And it's been a month that she's been off medicines. So it's like such a gift to hear, you feel so good. That's some, and she used to say that for the last 10 years, every day morning, I have to eat that medicine until 30 minutes. I can't eat anything after that. So it's like you have removed that part of big liability of my life. And I said, just continue, don't get too, this thing, complacent on it. But it's an amazing thing to hear. So
Yeah.
thanks, and I will say, it's a great science to know. And COVID is anyway just another disease for us. For our community, it's not, we know internally that we are not so much worried.
Correct. Not fearful about it.
Yeah.
And as you rightly said, the fear itself is killing so many more people.
Yeah.
But just adding to whatever you said, you got better because you were basically healthy, right? You eat right, live right, and you are basically healthy and strong. And that is why you could come over that so easily. It is not so easy for somebody who is completely sick or dealing with comorbidities.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
that is why it becomes very, very important. And it has to become, I mean, each one of us become responsible to take care of our health and become healthy. Becoming healthier, all of this we can deal. But if you are not healthy and strong, or if you want to do the changes in the last minute after you know you have got the COVID test positive, then I think you have lost the game to a large extent. But yes, for somebody who is on a positive side of health and has been following everything right, I think this is just another flu kind of a thing coming and going off. And I'm so glad that you shared your personal experience. See, there is no point in talking about it. You're talking about what happened to you. And I hear this from hundreds of people in practicing nature cure, and that's the beauty of it.
Yep.
Thank you, Sumit, for sharing that. Do I have time for one or two more, or should we close
Sure.
it?
Means if Dr. Gauri is there, we can.
Yeah, please.
All right. So, Dr. Gauri, one more thing I think which you emphasize a lot is that as long as food comes from a plant, eat it, and if it is made in a plant, dump it. So, can you share why do you say that?
Right. Again, this is not my statement made by some great men, which I've picked it up, but very, very relevant, true. And I think the whole of my course has been summed up in this sentence, right?
Yeah.
The more you meddle, when I say you, the man meddles with the food, the more is lost, whether it is nutrients, fiber, or the antioxidants, phytochemicals, whatever goodness comes with the natural food which has been given by the plant in such a beautiful package, everything intact. We seem to remove each one of them at every stage of processing. The more we process, the more is lost. So ultimately, what we are eating, God alone knows. And today, because of want of time and people thinking that there are more important things than giving importance to the food or taking out time to buy the right kind of things, to cook the right kind of things, everything, people have a problem because of lack of time or their understanding of how important this is. But I would say this is a tool to do anything, to be successful in anything for that matter. Whether you want to make even money, name, fame also, you need this tool to be working perfect. And for that, you need to eat right and live right. And there are no shortcuts. You cannot do anything but to do everything right from morning till evening. And you can't do it one day. There are people after 5 weeks, they come back, they would have come with a laundry list of problems. Again, they'll come back and report back to me that all the whole list has disappeared. And the last thing they'll ask me is, when can I go back to my normal diet? I don't know whether to laugh or cry at that. I just calm myself down and say, okay, I've lost this patient. That's all. So it is very important to understand the importance of it. Once they understand the concepts, then there is no looking back at all, and you don't need anybody, a dietitian, a doctor in your life to a large extent, because you can take care of your health.
I think, all our scriptures, they say that for removing ignorance, there is only one way, knowledge.
Yeah.
And I think, for all this nutritional thing, this knowledge which you are sharing from your experience, education, it is really very valuable for all of us. I'm going to ask you the last question. You have heard of these objective type questions, pick one. So if you had the power to ban one of these things, only one of these things, what
Yeah.
would you ban? It is alcohol, drug, smoking, and sugar.
Oh God, you have asked me a tough question, but as a nutritionist, I would say sugar. Because see, all these, we have some social norms. People don't sit and drink through the day, all the days of the week. No, they do have certain times and areas and, things. But for sugar, it can happen from morning to night. From the minute we open our eyes, constantly people are eating sugar in different forms and in different food, and that's so scary. And that is what is leading, the amount of glucose and fructose in its simplest form, which is being dumped into our system, is what is creating all kinds of lifestyle disorders, and honestly all other disorders also. So I would say sugar.
Okay. So I will end this conversation with a last note. There's this beautiful saying in English that if there is one thing which has gone wrong in human beings, it is the fiber of the character. And Dr. Gauri teaches in this course how fiber is very important in nutrition. And it's something which was completely missing in my life, even missing in my family's life also. So I would encourage all the participants to, please invest in yourselves. It is a very, very small investment for a return on investment, which Bombay Stock Exchange will go mad over. So, so thank you, Gauriji. Thank you, Sumit. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Sumit and Wellcure, for running my courses like this month on month. And I am very glad. Thank you so much. Thank you, Harsh. Thank you, Sumit.
Great. Thanks a lot to both of you. And, I'll just say that to everyone who is attending this workshop and who is not, who is yet to do this course, this is the last month of this year. December is starting tomorrow. And if you do this course, 2021, you'll have a very, very different health, and it will be much better perspective and reality about, that you will, have on your health. So do attend this course if if you're keen, and we will anyways, any details you want to know, you can always call on our, respective numbers. And I'll also request Ishita to, share, the details or the QR code of the course if anyone wants to book it now. And in case you have any query, please post it on chat about the course, and we'll try to answer it for some time here.
Sure.
So, Ishita, I hope chat is enabled. Yeah. There's actually so the Dr. Priyanka has already done a comment. So yeah. Anyone has any? Can we get the recordings of the session too? For this session, yes. For the overall course, we don't because Dr. Gauri says that if you get the recording, then you'll not listen in the main session, and that's why we don't give the recording. And she's right. The moment you have the access to recording, people don't pay attention to the live course. This session, yes. Again, the same question. And the timings for this course, it's starting next Monday, and it's starting from, and the timings will be 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Okay, Sangeeta is saying she was a participant in the third batch and she would like to say something. Sure. Ishita, can you unmute Sangeeta?
Yeah, sure.
Sangeeta, are you there?
Yeah, hi. Oh, I'm so sorry. No, it was still on, it was unmuted.
It's okay. We can hear you now.
Yeah. So just wanted to thank you for this opportunity. And thanks so much for organizing this course. Well, your team has done a wonderful job, and I've attended quite a few. Today, I joined the complimentary session just to it's really insightful to be a part of a session that in which you're talking about various issues and throwing light on on the subject. So that was my reason for joining this session today. And I will say it has been very insightful once again, and it has taken me back to the basics once again. So thank you.
Thank you.
Great. So there is a question: is this course certified? Yes, we do provide a certificate from which is from Wellcure and Dr. Gauri, but it's not a government recognition. If you're looking for kind of a certificate which will give you a job, so this is more of a certificate that you've done this course and you've gained the knowledge. Can we have a healthy food plan for a week and something like routine given place? So if you join the course, then anyways, you will be given assignments in every session. And that will include what you need to eat so that you can see the changes that you make or that you learn in the course then and there.
And it's not for 1 week, it's for life. The
Yeah,
solution
it's for life,
is
actually.
for
Yeah. Can autoimmune disease be cured? Gauri, can you take that?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, even though medical community says that we don't know the reason for different autoimmune disorders, we know it stems up with wrong digestion. It starts off with indigestion and huge chunks of protein getting escaped into our blood system, or gut not being intact and healthy, where it allows toxins and carcinogens into the system. And this in turn will create different kinds of diseases and disorders, including autoimmunity. And yes, if you correct these, it might take some time, more than what we were discussing, 4-6 weeks. It might take some time, but yes, people have corrected their all kinds of autoimmune disorders.
Right. There's a question from Venki. Is it personalized to treat a specific issue? So I think once you learn the science, then most likely you will know how to, what is required to be done. But after that, if you specifically need any guidance, then you can approach Dr. Gauri separately after the course. And if she has time, she will, of course, help you out. Then there is called, so autoimmune disease, we have already answered. And then there is lipoma treating. I believe it's a disease. I don't know.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So
anything for that matter,
yeah,
we've answered that, right from cold to cancer. We don't have to specify the
right.
Names of the diseases at all.
Yeah. By this course, diabetes, thyroid, heart problem, the course will include pranayama, yoga, and meditation. So yeah, these diseases that you talked about, yes, these can be treated, and it'll have some part of the pranayama and the meditation side.
We discussed the philosophy of yoga,
Yeah.
why yoga, pranayama, and meditation or relaxation techniques are required, what happens in our central nervous system and sympathetic and parasympathetic tone. But the actual asanas are not taught in this course, but we have a lot of people on the platform, and we can share all the links where you can get online courses and classes to get the right kind of therapies from yoga.
Right. So I think there are not many questions coming, and I think we are good for now. And so the course timings, this is 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. In the coming month. Someone is asking any other batch that will be in the next few months. And days is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The timing is 6 to 8 p.m. for this batch. Maybe in the next batch we can do something else, but this one is 6 to 8 p.m. only.
Yeah, but we do have next batch can be at 11 o'clock we start. Another batch will always be 3 to 5.
Always change the timings.
We keep rotating these 3 times so that it is helpful for everybody. So every 3 months you might get 6 to 8. So something like that. We do it in a cyclical way.
Yeah. There's a question, can we have a day on Saturday? Okay, that's a bit difficult for now.
Yeah.
Dr. Gauri is busy on Saturday. So as of now, the timings are fixed, the Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You'll have to, kind of make some adjustment, because this means, I would say, make all kind of possible adjustments for this course, because the kind of benefits we see of following this science for 2 years, trust me, nothing was worth not doing this or not learning this. Next batch will be most likely in Jan. So then we'll try to have a different timing there for people who can't do this one. Okay, I think, Gauri, we are done with the questions. So in case anything comes in the next 5 minutes, we'll take care of it. So thanks a lot for coming today. I know it was a bit difficult, but thanks for making the adjustment. But really, really appreciate this session. And I don't know if Harsh would have left, or if he's not, then it was really great to have him also here.
Yeah, absolutely. It was very nice having him along. Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Gauri.
1 second. Sumit, good evening. Good evening.
Sorry, Sevi, we
Dr.
can't hear you.
Gauri, and good evening, Harsh. So people who really want to attend, hear me now?
Can you say again?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, it's better.
Okay, I'm putting it in the okay.
So there's a question on payment plan. So sorry, we don't have a payment plan for this right now, because it's a 18-day course. So even if we do installments, it will be like 2 installments payable within 18 days. So it doesn't really help. But you can message on this number 9910607815, which is mentioned on the chat. We'll try if we can do something for you. Thanks a lot, Ritvi. Thanks a lot for your compliments. So we will, so I believe we're done with most of the questions. So in case you have any questions, I've put in the number 9910607815. You can message, call on this number for any queries. And I think we'll just keep the link on for 2 more minutes, and then we will close the call. Anyone who wants to leave can leave the call now. Thanks a lot for joining. Okay, Ishita, I think we can close the session now. We're good. Thanks a lot.